Hello and welcome back to my channel. It has been quite a time. Things have changed. She is here. I'm so excited. Our fourth daughter has arrived. She's about a month old. Not quite, but almost. Just a few days short. But I'm very excited. The home birth went well and it was very smooth, so praise God for that. But my name is Ariel. If you're new here, I was pregnant before and now I will probably be baby wearing through lots of this video as well as many videos in the future. So let's talk about so many things that I have wanted to talk about but just didn't quite have the ability to get things filmed. So one of the things is our summer plans. So I used this last year and I just changed a few things for this year, which is our summer rhythm. We actually do not take the summers off. I had planned to do a lot more in June and kind of start more like a summer rhythm, but we've basically just done the basics. So math and reading and read-alouds and occasional copy work and lots of independent reading. And that's fine because that was what we needed in this season. It was nice to take a longer break than I expected. We are going to start, my plan was the very beginning of July, but then I realized that Monday was still going to be June as well as 4th of July, and it just seemed kind of not a great week to start. So we're going to start our regular stuff and just dip our toes into our new stuff July 7th. But rather than start everything at once, we'll just do like a nice ease into everything and see how it goes and just keep adding in more subjects. But with our summer rhythm, it was going to be mostly morning time in Bible, and I'll share what's in our morning basket as well. But morning time in Bible, read-alouds, copywork, math, reading, just like independent reading. My daughter has a book basket, and I fill it with books that I want her to read. And the goal is for her to read it all within the homeschool year so that I can refresh it each end of May, early June. And then summer reading, just lots of picture books. I love making picture book lists. So I've been working on making picture book lists for each month because that's really fun for my kiddos and I to read our favorite picture books that kind of go perfectly with each month. And we do park play dates on Tuesday with our homeschool adventure group and a bunch of other stuff. We have adventure day on Fridays, and we've not made time for nature journal, but it's in there, but we need to get back into that. So we've just been keeping it low key, but I like to have the summer rhythm as a visual for myself to kind of see what my goals are, and sometimes they're realistic and sometimes they're completely crazy, like thinking that I can just start back right away after having a baby. It happens sometimes. You want to get back into all that homeschooling stuff, but then as soon as you sit down, you fall asleep. So that's all right. That's the season. So let me share what's in our summer morning basket. And don't let the term morning basket deceive you. It's really for the whole day. I just like the coined term that a lot of homeschool moms before me had called it. And so it's just kind of a basket that we keep all the stuff that we want to do throughout the day. And you know, it's summer themed right now, so it's a lot more fun and just kind of random things rather than Ambleside Online orientated. So I'll share that. And I'll also share my Mother Culture morning basket. Again, it's just a basket that I carry with me throughout the day and try to get some things done. Like I'm still pre-reading, even though I've got a week left, but I pre-read per term so that I could at least get one term done and stay one term ahead. Because since we don't take the summers off, I know I don't have the whole summer to do that. I had a few weeks and then completely gave up pre-reading for the first couple of weeks after she was born, because anytime I read anything, I would instantly fall asleep. So I've become narcoleptic, I guess, with reading. But now things have kind of evened out. During the day, I'm able to pre-read a lot more. Nighttime, I've given up. I can read some books maybe for myself that are a little bit more exciting. Not that homeschooling books aren't exciting, but I think you understand what I mean. And so I'll share my book stack, my Mother Culture morning basket, and hopefully this isn't like you need to do this, but more like this is fun if you have the energy and capacity for it. I like to bring the basket around the house with me because I do get nap trapped an awful lot, and I will be stuck somewhere. And I can ask my older kiddos to get me my books, but it's nice when I have like a couple books with me, as well as like pre-reading and my pens and just all my stuff, my headphones if I'm like I can't concentrate on words while nursing, so I'm just going to listen to an audiobook. So it's nice to have all of that in like one basket, and as well as my huge book stack that I rotate through because I am a mood reader and I have books like 10 at once going all the time because whatever strikes my fancy is how I read. And so I might stop a book that's kind of boring me or just not holding my attention and read through a couple others and then come back to it to see if I still want to go through it or if I want to do not finish it. So, all right, so I'm going to share what is in our summer morning basket. I can kind of keep up with morning baskets if I'm in a good place. Otherwise, I just stick whatever in there, and it just kind of is like a basket that holds our regular stuff. So sometimes we can keep up with the morning basket idea and add all the extras and fun, and sometimes it's just a basket to keep our regular stuff in for morning time. I also realized you might be hearing her snore or giggling, or because the microphone is right kind of by me, as close to me as possible, but she's still right there. So if you hear lots of baby noises, I might have to refilm this, or maybe I'll just roll with it and put captions on. I don't know. But here is our morning basket, and I will flip it and kind of give you a better angle of what's inside of it. But it's just basically a giant basket that I keep all my stuff that I want to do with my kiddos. And so it's kind of packed chock full because I want to implement the same things that I did with my younger kiddos, my oldest when they were younger, as well as do stuff with my oldest. So it's like trying to find that good balance of catering to the young children and doing the fun stuff you did, although not quite everything with your younger children, and then also doing stuff with your older kids. So, and then lots of family stuff, picture books mixed in too. It's also heavily rotated. I'll rotate in and out the nature books, the picture books, just so that it stays fresh and fun. It's kind of a daily thing because you read the picture books in one day and then refresh them. Okay, it's kind of gonna be a little bit shaky because now it's handheld, but so let's just jump right into the beginning. So I like this series, and I always feel like I don't have too much time. It's to get to these. I have a whole bunch, and I really like these Heroes of History. Laura Ingalls Wilder. I want to read the picture books with my younger kiddos, and I thought diving deeper in with her for my older kiddos would be fun. As well as this is our devotional. We'll be switching this one out, but this is catered more towards the younger kids. I still read the Bible, just from my Bible, but then I also add this in for the younger ones. And then I also let's grab these. I thought this was really cool. I saw somebody talk about these on Instagram, and they're not something we're going to be like reading because I'm going to hand these to I think maybe my oldest, but also my younger kiddos too. But they are just basically like, it's supposed to be a keepsake Bible. We'll see if we keep it, but it's just like a coloring Bible. And I thought this would be fun for them to color or whatever during the time that we're reading certain Bible stories. It's not a complete Bible, so it's not meant to be used as like a Bible for them to read or anything like that. It's more just like a coloring Bible, but I thought it was kind of cute. And then here's some of our picture books that are in their basket today. So The King and the Dragon, really, really good one, as well as like How I Learned Geography, just some fun summer books. And this one too, Treehouse Town, some really, really cute picture books. And then this is our current read aloud for summer. I'll share the other ones that we've read. I'll link my picture book recommendations too. I just make like free lists that I print out, and I figure why not share with everyone else. But here are the ones that we've read this summer that I liked. So Babe, I will say it does use the B word when it's talking about a female dog though, so that is the correct use, and that's what it used to mean, and it didn't used to be a swear word. So we talked about that, and I really, really liked this one, and so did my kids. So I highly recommend it, but I will say if you hand it over to a child, maybe have that talk with them. And it does say stupid and idiot a lot because the dog thinks that the sheep's stupid, the sheep thinks that the dog's stupid, and all that stuff. So they use that a lot. But that prejudice is fixed by the end. So I edited out things when I was reading it, but that is just something to be aware about. Summer of Monkeys, really, really cute story. Perfect for summer. Just love it. And totally like 90s movie cover too. So I'm going to watch that movie with the children. And then Ballet Shoes. Oh, I love this one. I actually, when my newest baby was just born, I had watched You Got Mail. I don't know what struck me to watch that, but that was like the first night that I was like nursing her. I watched it in parts. And so Kathleen Kelly had talked about Ballet Shoes, and I had never read this one or heard about it. And now I love this book, and we're going to read the whole series for sure, but such a good book. And then Rascal, such a classic summer read. I just love that one. So this is our current one. The Bark of the Bog Owl is really good. The Wilder King trilogy, I can't wait to read the rest of these, but highly recommend all of those. And then from September & Co., I was given these to check out, and I just love these. They are great for younger kids learning Bible verses and made really well as these character trait cards, because we are big into habit training. And something I'll probably stick in here once the official school year starts is laying down the rails, but I did take that out for summertime. But these character trait cards are so sweet, and they give Bible verses about why we want these character traits and what they can do. So I really like these, and just having them in and just pulling from them with my younger kids especially. And then we rotate through some easy games that I can stick in here. So Spotted is always really fun. We have the regular Guess and Tens, but Guess and 10 Junior just fits the ages we have, because only my oldest can really play the other ones. My younger two can't at all. So this is perfect. All the Guess and 10 Juniors. And then I rotate in different nature books as well as poetry books. So this is kind of like an old-fashioned nature book, but I really like the questions and answers of it. Just being able to kind of do this one-handed. But just like, I like those question books. So this is kind of an old-fashioned one, and I really like it. As well as the My Book House ones. This is one of my favorite series. It was like the best thrift find I ever found, but it has like such amazing stories, and you can hand these to your children, because the last one definitely goes for like high schoolers, and the first one is nursery rhymes, so that's like early readers. So this is number 3, and I've been having my oldest read this to me as her independent read, but like reading to me. She has like her basket that she actually does independent reads, but this is her read aloud to me. As well as we rotate through all of our picture book, poetry books, and nursery rhymes. Oops. So this is a year full of poems, and it's got some colored pictures as well. And it's just fun to keep poetry going. And I have these taped up because I don't share my children's names, but here is their morning menus. And it's got stuff. This is my 5-year-old, and so she's going to be doing kindergarten, kinderleben. I just like that term so much. But that is just like stuff she can do while I'm reading stuff, as well as here is my 2-year-olds. I keep wanting to say she's 3, but she's 2, and it's pretty much the same stuff, just like a little bit different. I have blank stuff that I need to put in as well, probably like to help her feel included, but I think I have like ABC stuff printed out for her as well, so I need to do that because I have ABC stuff here, so I think I might switch these pages. And then I have this really cool book. Shout out to Juicebox Homeschool, who Trisha had mentioned this book, and this is great because I have been looking for something to kind of take us deeper into composers. It doesn't have all the composers that we are studying this year, but I really like that it talks about instruments, and it does have some of the composers, and it has modern composers as well as classical composers. And I just like the idea of being able to kind of dive deeper. This is one of the ones we'll be studying. I just like the idea of diving deeper into composers, and this book is beautiful and will help with that. And then this I like to do every year. This Kingfisher like student atlas. I have blank USA maps somewhere hidden in this book, but it talks about each state. Well, that's Canada, but it talks about each state, and it does talk about Canada and Mexico because it is North America, but we're focusing on America for my younger kiddos, especially kindergarten. I like to focus on America because that's what Charlotte Mason recommended, because we do heavily focus on England when we start year 1. So I like to be able to do like Little House on the Prairie stuff, maps about North America, mostly America, the United States. So that is our morning basket. It rotates a lot of this stuff in summer. All right, so here is my morning basket as well as a book stack that I'm currently reading. There is actually like maybe one that I have to take out because I've already finished, but so I'll share like a better look. But sometimes I take my Bible out and just carry it because I don't want the basket to break. I like this basket, but my Bible is pretty heavy and big, but I keep it in there as well. Okay, so here is my current book stack. I am shying away from heavier stuff. I read this one, the Myth Makers. So good. Graphic novel, C.S. Lewis, J.R.R. Tolkien. It's about those two authors. The Inklings. I love those two authors, so that was a really good book. Actually, my daughter read it before I did, so she snuck it out of my pile and read it. I was like, Mom, this is an amazing book. So I keep it in my pile, but I gotta probably return it to the library. But I've been shying away from heavy reads. I do have some homeschool stuff in, and I finished this one and it was amazing. I just loved it so much. You can check my longer review on Instagram if you're curious about it, but it was a cozy read, loved it. But mostly this is all just kind of clean romance, homeschool books. I feel like I read Helen Simpson like every summer because her books are amazing. They're not squeaky clean, but they are considered closed door, although they do talk about some stuff sometimes. But I do recommend her books for adults, for moms, but and there's nothing graphic, but just be aware that her books are heavier themed. So very, very engrossing though, like to the point where I will neglect my family when I read her books. So be careful because they're really, really good. But yes, these are just my stack. Here's my Mother Culture basket. So I have my pencil case that stays in this basket. It's got notepads, couple of pens that I'm currently using. I do have this one that has a lot more pens and highlighters. Let me open. This has my book darts, which I love, and some notepads in there, and pens I'm currently using for pre-reading. Like this blue one is term 1. And then I have this other one that I keep upstairs that is like more for homeschool planning and other pen colors and fun stuff. And so this journal will become my commonplace journal once I fill up this. One's my prayer journal, one's my commonplace journal, but my sister gave me this for my birthday. And now that I have 4 little women, I just treasure all the Marmy Little Women stuff. So, and then I also have a notepad to write stuff down to that isn't like commonplace or prayers, but just like mom fog, trying to avoid that. So things I have to do. Funny enough, I have a pacifier in here. My children do not use pacifiers, and this baby was no exception, but somehow it just stays here. So I've given up. We're not ever going to have a pacifier baby. That's fine. I've got some bookmarks as well in here. I actually have a whole bunch of Lord of the Rings bookmarks, like tons from my childhood. It's not even the complete like set. It's just kind of like a lot. And then two from The Hobbit when the movie came out, some Star Trek ones. I don't know. I keep all these bookmarks just in like a cup somewhere else, but I do have a few in my basket for when I need them. So I've got my prayer journal, comic place journal, moleskins. This is my current read book sleeve. So this was in here before. This is the one I carry around with me because I'm really into this one, but it also has a bookmark in there as well. But I have a whole bunch of these and I just switch them out for my moods, I guess. This kind of seemed summery to me. So, and then here is something that I'm pre-reading. I can't keep all of my pre-reading books in here, so I keep them on the shelf and just grab them as I go. But yeah, this is my pre-reading schedule right here. So I have like, oops, I'm dropping all of them. Okay, but here's term 1, term 2, and term 3. And so this is the current book that I'm going through, and this is my pre-reading journal. So I keep all my notes in here. So that's for the school year. And then my Bible. And I have all these extra stickers, and I've got some like see-through sticky notes as well as pretty pastel colored sticky notes, because I've been doing a lot more like Bible journaling, and so I've been trying to add more into my Bible with my notes, especially with BSF. Well, she did it. Thank you, baby wearing. That definitely is how you get things done. We want to thank you for watching our channel. She's saying thank you. And I hope you will continue following along, and just let me know if there's anything specific that you'd like me to review. There are so many things, like the Charlotte Mason arithmetic series. I have 3 books of those that I need to flip through and review. There's just so many books that I want to talk about that I don't actually have any book videos on here yet. So books, curriculum, I have to share some other things that we're going to be doing, back to homeschool first day traditions and things like that. So thank you so much for watching, and until the next video.